Georgie Smith against Manchester's Kevin McKillan. And that is going to be our first fight on Pro Box. And here is Georgie Smith, this exciting young light welter from Basildon, just 24 years of age. As I said a moment or so ago, the Pro Box Young Prospect of the Year for 1995. On a roll of 6 straight wins, 4 of them inside the distance, but up against a good class opponent in the shape of the Manchester boy Kevin McKillan.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we continue the programme with a light welterweight contest of 6 3-minute rounds between, introducing in the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, from Manchester, Kevin McKillan. And in the red corner, ladies and gentlemen, from Basildon, Georgie Smith. At the weigh-in, McKillan scale 10 stones 1.5 pounds, Smith 10 stones 1 pound. The referee for the contest, Mr. Tony Walker. The timekeeper, Mr. Ray Rice.
Well, Kevin McKillan, 22 fights, 13 wins, some good notches on his belt too. Floyd Churchill, who was unbeaten. McKillan, the first man to beat him, has beaten Dean Amery, Mickey Hall, Kelton McKenzie last year. 3 in a row, good wins. So a good test this for young Smith. And I've got to say, first impression of McKillan, Duke, is that he looks, he's carrying a few pounds around the tummy.
Well, he does look a little out of shape, but I mean, if you look at his whole stature, you know, nothing really looks too exciting about him. You know, you wouldn't get excited. And you look at Georgie Smith, who's the complete opposite. You know, tassels on the boots, the shorts, the hair, the whole bit. It'd be interesting to see just how Georgie Smith does against a more experienced campaigner.
Well, there's no doubting that Georgie Smith, perhaps the best young prospect in the Matchroom stable, and the judges in the Pro Box Awards earlier this summer certainly thought so. He's certainly got a lot of charisma, and more importantly, on the evidence so far, he's got the talent to back it up.
I've actually seen him fight a few times now, Georgie Smith, and already looks like he's learning the trade pretty well. He's adapting to the trade pretty well. Just a stumble there, I felt.
Well, he did get tagged with a right that sent him stumbling across the ring. It was just pure carelessness.
It would probably be quite easy for Georgie Smith to take Kevin McKillan quite lightly, you know, considering the amount of losses that he has on his record, and then come up a cropper.
Well, you know, you say that, but he only lost 6 out of 22, but he certainly doesn't look the part, does he? He's got in the ring wearing trainers and a sort of pair of, you know, ordinary leisure shorts as opposed to boxing trunks.
I mean, he's leading off with that right-hand lead, which is an unorthodox punch to throw from an orthodox stance. And he's catching Georgie Smith with it. You know, he looks like Georgie just might be he's a little bit hesitant at the moment.
I'm not entirely sure that McKillan's footwear is legal, because boxing boots aren't supposed to have any sort of heel, and those trainers do. And he's got away with it.
I think you find they are legal, Dave.
Yeah, well,
I can remember several boxers in the past, Lloyd Huntington being one.
Fine. Well, I'm sure you're right. It's just unusual to see.
Unusual, very unusual. I mean, he's, like I say, his whole stature and the way he's presented himself in the ring is unusual. Maybe it's a deliberate ploy on his part to unsettle his opponent.
He almost gives the impression, you know, he's been sort of picked from the crowd. You fancy a fight? Right, you're on. You've got a pair of shorts and a pair of shoes with you, right, you're in.
He certainly does. I mean, like I say, you look at him, You'd think you just picked him out of a school field. He's got young features. He's got, you know, like a pair of shorts on that you do your gym work in at school.
And the trainers are half undone as well.
Admittedly, it's not what you're wearing, though. It's what's in the actual fist and in your heart. Georgie Smith there's just like leading off, but he keeps walking onto that right hand that McKillan's throwing. He did catch him with a good shot.
Yeah, he did.
Well, that should have woken Georgie Smith up now. You know, if that hasn't nothing else will.
But if he doesn't, Alex Gower certainly will.
Seconds up. Round 2.
Second round then. Smith in the razzle-dazzle outfit, and McKillan in the Oxfam couture, shall we say.
He's obviously quite useful, McKillan. You know, he knows his way around the ring. He's had some good victories of late.
Oh, good right hand. Smith's going to have to be careful with this.
Well, you know, McKillan's in an excellent position in this fight. He's got everything to gain and nothing to lose, so he can fight his kind of fight.
Good right hand from Smith. Better. Best solid shot is landed. Got him again. Well, that's a little bit more upper body movement from Smith.
These are well-educated shots that are coming in now from Georgie Smith. He's picking them beautifully. Just taking his time. I mean, that was a cracking right hand he just caught McKillan with. If you actually look at Georgie Smith, he's not looking at the target where his punches are actually landing. He's phasing the guy a little bit. He's looking into his chest and actually throwing the punches to his head.
Well, it's an old ploy that if you aim at the chest, you'll hit something. And the heavier punches from Smith starting to get through.
But he's got caught again with that right hand over the top. He's allowing himself just to be suckered into that punch.
Yeah. He's going looking for that good big right hand. There was no knockdown.
Referee reading the right act to him now, but he's adopted a tactic that is obviously working for him. Georgie Smith just starting with a good shot.
Yeah, that was a good shot. And he's out. Well, I have to say, I find that a little surprising. I thought he was just taking a little breather for 8, but he was obviously more hurt than appeared.
He just showed out there that Georgie Smith is a good puncher. He's a very good puncher. I mean, you can see he really fancies this now. He's led off with that shot. In actual fact, a clean punch didn't actually land there. He sort of wrestled him to the floor.
Gentlemen, please.
But again, in the second knockdown, see he's led off, but see there wasn't actually a clean punch landed.
Georgie Smith.
Well, it'll go down in the record books as a knockout. Maybe, just maybe, perhaps McKillan misjudged the count. Perhaps that might be the kindest explanation for him. But McKillan the loser, Smith the winner. Count out in round 2.